Hi there, this is Kathy Crow. Thank you for joining me here at the Crow Cottage. And it is a beautiful sunny day today, and it's going to be 80 degrees. Can you believe it? So nice. And I was going to go out on a bike ride this morning, and I still haven't done it. I sat out on the porch a long time, though. It was so nice out there and warm. My husband said, it's going to be really hot out here today. I thought, yes. And then he had to tease me when I put my jacket on because in the house it was cooler. All right, no, not sending smiles. Actually, I have that out for our sentiment. I might do that today, but the main thing that I want to show you today is sea turtles. Now, make sure this is right side up. Yes, it is. Very good. Hi, Sonia. It's nice to see you. How are you? But you're going to, we have 80 degrees almost today. But back home where we used to live, Jeff just called up to me from the basement that they had snow this morning. So I'm so sorry for you Tri-City people. And I'm really glad to be here because I've got little pansies out there ready to go and all kinds of things. So it's been hard to find. I've got my hair slightly curled today. It's probably not going to get curled the rest of the summer for these. So it's like, I'm not going to have time to do that. And then I'm going to do sea turtles today with botanical layers. I only got this stamp set for this stamp, which I know sounds goofy to those of you who are not like major, like so involved in this, but this one's really cute too. I do like it. This doesn't have any, does this have dies? I don't think this one has dies. I didn't get any dies, so I don't think it does. It comes in a bundle with some paper that's like an overlay, and I did not get that because I oftentimes don't end up using that overlay stuff too much. So I just got the stamps, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to have some fun with it. If you saw my cards on Pinterest, that I put over the weekend, I'm going to do it a little bit different because as I was on Pinterest putting my cards on, I saw that there were a whole bunch of sea turtle ones that were there that weren't there the last time that I looked, and they have painted theirs, colored theirs, really cool. So I'm going to do it a little different today. This one turned out pretty modeled, but I wanted to do a card that actually had texture on his little back, and I thought our hammered embossing folder was still good. It's not. It's probably been gone for years and I didn't even know it. I know we have one called Hive that would probably work, and maybe I'll try to find that one. And anyway, because I wanted his back to actually have some texture. Yeah, actually, it'd probably be his skin that would have the texture, not his back, but we're going to do the whole thing. And I actually ended up doing the whole card with that texture and then just kind of smoothed it out, but I think it'll be better just to cut him out. I wanted to do a really simple card that somebody who's new to stamping could just do, because actually the sea turtle lends himself really well to just stamping, stamp, stamp. So hope you have a good day and you enjoy this. Make sure you like and share my videos. I sure appreciate it, Sonia. You always do that. I really appreciate that. And then down here I do have my I have the order numbers if anybody wants to order a stamp set. I do appreciate it. That's how I stay in business, just like almost all the rest of us who are watching. Most of us are probably demonstrators. I don't know, but I suspect that we are. Many of us anyway. Okay, I'm trying to get me centered a little bit better, and then I can, oh, I've got my paper crooked, so I'm going to look here online really fast. Here, let me put my stamp sets out here. I'll give you something to look at while I'm trying to find myself online, because as usual, it's just very difficult to get me going. Yeah, it's warm in here today. I think I am going to have to, put my overhead fan on. Okay, it is crooked. So let me try to straighten the camera out a little, maybe would help. Okay, I'm having it up kind of high because I am going to get embossing going eventually. And the kind of stamping I'm doing today is, you know, I'm not going to do any real coloring. Now, I am putting that fan on up there. Ooh, it's getting warm. The sun really beats in through my windows here and warms this room up really nice. And in the summer, when the air conditioning is on, it feels really good because it's so cold and a lot of the house. So that feels good. I can feel it now. So This is a really good stamp set. This one too, but this one particularly if you are a new stamper. Now it doesn't have the sentiments, so I actually have got Sending Smiles because I've really enjoyed using the Sending die cut, and then you can stamp, you know, on there. And then I also got out our Fish and a Wish. Now this is still in the catalog. I believe it's coming back. I'm not 100% sure on that. Sea Turtle and Botanical Layers are both stamps that are going to be in the new catalog, and I'm so glad to see that because I really like it. Today we're going to do 2 cards, and one's with a bigger and one's with a smaller. We're going to do the smaller one first. So I am going to just lay that down. This is for my embossing. I don't really need that there. And we are going to just stamp. It's very easy to do because it has this really cool bubble stamp. Now this is a reversible stamp, which just means that you can get a fill color, if that makes sense, you know, that fills in the images on the back side of your stamp because it's a polymer stamp, photopolymer stamp. A lot of them do that. I don't know if all of them do that. I haven't really tested it because, to tell you the truth, I like to color my stamps a lot, so I don't actually use the fill color a lot of the time. A lot of the time I won't. I'm not going to on the bubbles at all. I like the bubbles just as they are. So we're going to just do because I'm going to stamp a lot with the bubbles. And so I don't need to. And you know what I'm going to do? I need to turn it this way. We're going to have this as a portrait kind of card. And this is just going to be your standard card size. So what size? I'm not going to trim this down. I'm going to have to stamp it exactly as it is. A lot of the time when I'm stamping, I will stamp it in a bigger space, you know, and then trim off the edges that I don't like as well, but we're going to go for the whole thing right here today. And I'm going to start with Crumb Cake kind of here in the middle just to get a little bit variation of color, and then we're going to stamp with Pool Party. I've got my old stamp cases still, can you believe it? A few of them were ones that were brand new before they changed over, and I, after buying the new ones, realized I have a really hard time opening the new ones. So I actually kind of prefer the old ones still. They don't stack as well. It's true, but I do. All right, so here we go. We're going to do Crumb Cake. I am going to need to stamp off at times. And I did a tutorial for this that's going to be in the newsletter coming up here in a month. You're gonna, the tutorial people are gonna just have to, if they didn't watch this, they're gonna have to come and watch if they want to see how I did it, because I didn't put all of my instructions all that well on it, because you know, so there I just stamped off 2 times, and there, that's it. I'm not gonna do a whole lot with Crumb Cake. But when I was writing out my tutorial, I couldn't exactly remember whether I stamped off 2 times or 3 times or 4 times. You know, I couldn't remember. Just figured out, if you want to watch the video again, I would love to have you watch. That would be fabulous. So anyhow, all right, so that's that. That's all I'm going to do with that. And I want to leave some white space in this, so I'm not going to cover everything. This is our Pool Party. Okay, so I'm gonna just probably, this is pretty moist because I've really re-inked this up. I think I'm gonna stamp off here for a minute just to make sure that it's not too strong. Yeah, that would have been really strong if I had stayed with it. Okay, so see, I didn't, now I'm going to stamp again, but I'm definitely going to stamp off here a couple of times because I just want to get a little more in there, but not much. And that's probably good. Let me do maybe just a little bit right there. There. My turtle's going to be covering this area a lot. Okay, there you go. Pretty good. You can't really ruin it. I love this bubble stamp. So technically, if you wanted to have a lighter color under it, you know, you could use the back of that stamp. I mean, it shows that you can, but I wouldn't. I would, if you wanted a background color with, and you were going to do like mostly the whole sheet, I would just use your sponge and not, you know, not do that. And so I am going to clean that first before I put it on my, I finally got a new Simply Chamois. I was so glad. I'm trying to keep it somewhat purple. You know, I cleaned that guy really good, and then he started to smell like mold and growth, so I'm not cleaning him good again. I'm trying to keep him nice. Now, there's this little squiggle. The little squiggle is a leaf, I believe, of seaweed leaf. But, you know, he looks like a really good squiggle for the sea turtle moving. So that's how I am using him. I don't think that's correct, but I'm using it that way anyway. So just so that you know, I know he's probably supposed to be a different sort of thing, but I don't care because this is what I'm doing. All right, so this is the smaller squiggle. This is the fatter end of the squiggle. So I'm going to make it look like he's moving, and I'm going to use my squiggle to get that effect. So let's just stamp that on there. I don't really want it that dark. That's pretty dark. Let's do that. And then one more, maybe right there. Okay, so that we just get a little, I'm gonna have to get it a little darker, right, on that one. There we go, just so we can see it. All right, so that's his little turtle squiggle. It's gonna go along there. The other thing I really like about this set that I'm not using in this card are the little starfish and the sand dollars. They're really cute. And I'm not using the fish on this card, but I am on the next one. The fish are really good too. All right, so that is it for this background. So I'm going to put this aside here for a minute. I am going to need to stamp my turtle. So let's just put this up here. Let me see if I've got a scrap of, oh, that's velvet paper from my bunnies that I was doing. I had just a tiny bit left from that. I thought I had a scrap of paper here. Maybe I don't. Let me grab another sheet back here. Remove that before I get ink all over the place. All right, are you guys ready for your pre-order that's coming up? We demonstrators get to order our catalog stuff early. Did you know that? That's one of the reasons it's really nice to be part of a team. You get to order your stuff early. Not everything, of course, but plenty. There's always plenty to order, and I am really, really looking forward to it. It's going to be good. All right, so now I'm going to just save one of these and put one to the side because I'll be using it for the other turtles. All right, little turtle, you're so cute. So this is how you use the stamp set where you can stamp on the back side. So this is the back side. He's all bumpy and I can feel all that texture on here. So that's the front of the stamp. Okay, so we're going to turn it over and we're going to have all the smooth part of him showing. And then I'm actually going to do this guy. I want it to stand out a little bit more than it did when I did it before. So I'm going to use crumb cake. I'm going to stamp off though because I don't want it to be too terribly dark. So we're going to do crumb cake for his body. Now, you can look through and you can see it didn't really ink up in a couple of places. There, now it's all inked up nicely, but I see bubbles and stuff. Plus, not only do I see bubbles, I want a little bit of a scraped effect on his body, his shell particularly. I'm going to take paper and I'm just kind of scraping some of that ink up. Actually, I don't want to scrape it like that. Here, let me do it again so I can show you what I'm talking about. what I had done is I'd scraped it with this corner and it had actually gotten lines. I don't want to do that. Okay, so I actually just want it to be kind of a smooth scrape. No, I don't want lines on there. Let me try to smooth that out. I'll just smooth it out with my hand. Okay, so this should give me some lined effect on his body. Let's see what happens. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to go over him again with my other ink. Oh man, he's not scraped enough. So I have way too much ink here. So I'm going to just flop this over. But that makes me feel good because I wasn't really sure how that was. It was working great. I just needed to keep going with what I was doing. So I want to kind of scrape a lot of it off. Okay, now if there are lines, like you can see, I've kind of got a line going there. I really don't want a line. Some of that ink is just a bit too heavy and a bit not heavy enough. I could use a sponge for this, but actually my finger works pretty good. You just want to, you know, clean yourself off here fairly quick. All right, that's better. I can see right now that's going to be much better. Okay. Oh, you are cool. I love that. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, so that is good. And we want them to be green. You know, the turtles around here they're very brown and green. So on this turtle, I actually pulled out our lemon lime twist for the background. Now, Parakeet Party is what I put in my tutorial. It's almost the same. So that's why I did that. But I kind of wanted to see how our old lemon lime twist looked. And then I used Old Olive on top. So I'm going to use my, for this one, I'm going to use Old Olive, I think, again on top. Maybe I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz. Let's try Pear Pizzazz. Pear Pizzazz is a color that's leaving. So if you want Pear Pizzazz, you better get it. Now my stamp, I haven't turned it over yet. So that's the smooth side. You want to get your bumpy side back up. So yeah, Pear Pizzazz. There's a lot of colors that are leaving, and I haven't posted any of that information, but I'm sure there are demonstrators that you know that have. So if you don't know what's leaving yet and you want to know, check that out. This is a really easy one to position. And some of them are a little harder. This one's super easy. I just want to make sure I have nice even pressure all over that. Oh, you are so cute. I love it. So cute. Okay, we're going to do another one because I need one on the other one too. So I'm going to do another turtle. I'm going to set this guy aside. And where did I put my paper? I think this is the one I want to use. Let me see. It is. That looks the same. Okay, maybe. Anyway. All right. This one's going to go, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just doing a turtle right now. Okay, so let's not do crumb cake on the bottom. I think I want something different this time. I think I want a different backing. I really did like the lemon lime twist, but it was just not, it's still too green. So I think I'm going to go with not crushed curry. We've got some saffron. That one's pretty light. I think that one might work. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to do something goofy. I'm going to take my So Saffron, and we're going to do a couple of colors. We're going to mix these right up. I'm going to do this and stamp off. Okay, we're going to stamp off and put that on there. And then I'm going to do another color over it. I want to see, I don't really want yellow to be the background, but I needed something light. And so we're going to do yellow. And we're going to do gray granite on top of you. And we're going to really make sure that we're going to stamp that one off pretty good because I don't want to turn that gray. Now, that wouldn't be a bad background at all, but not necessarily with a purple one. Or I mean, I don't want to do it with the green that I'm doing. It would look okay, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so first of all, I think I'm going to do this again. And then I am going to go ahead and stamp off. Okay, and then we're going to stamp. Let me get rid of that. He's a muddy turtle. He's been in the mud. Oh, he's good. He's good. I like that. That's perfect. Okay, now we are ready to turn the stamp over. And we're going to do his little green back. I could do it in that gray. That would actually look pretty cool, but I'm going to go with the green because I've already got my paper background cut for this. So I'm using Pear Pizzazz because I cut my background papers already, and I want my colors to match. All right, let's try you and see how you look here. You could use your Stamparatus too, you know, and that would work really well, but oh, you are so cute, turtle. I like that one better. Look at that. Just, don't you think that looks better? Now he's off just a tad, but other than that, it's good. And I am gonna fussy cut him. I know. If I had it, I would have used it, but I don't. And you don't really need it. It's pretty easy to do. We've got some little turtles, and in the first card, I'm not using him, but I am gonna use the little turtle in the second card. So we're going to go ahead and stamp him too. Same principle, smooth side up first. I'm going to make him look just like his little partner, parent, friend, whatever he is. So we'll get our So Saffron out again. And we'll stamp you down here. Stamp off. Oops, I lost his little hand. Let's try again. Do I have room? I think I do. Okay, stamp off. There we go. And then we're going to turn you over. Oh, no, not turn you over. I forgot. I have to do the gray. The little gray bit. We're going to stamp you off. I didn't really scrape you. We're going to just stamp you off a couple of times and see what you look like. Not good enough. Let's go ahead and let's scrape you first before I do that. And then we'll just kind of a little bit off. There, that's better. Okay, now we can turn you over and do Pear Pizzazz. He's so cute. For a creature that doesn't have any eyes or anything, he's actually pretty... He's pretty cute. He had, oh, my stamp was wiggling on my, it worked anyway. I was wet. Pretty good. Okay, there we go. that scraping technique, I think, would work pretty well with the starfish, too. All right. Now, let's see here. I don't think I need Pear Pizzazz. Now, so what I'm going to do is take, this is for our second card, so I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to fussy cut this guy out, make sure he's the right one. And then we are going to emboss him. Yeah. Let's see, how close do I want to get? You know, you can make it so that there's a little bit of an edge if you want, or not. For this one, it's not going to really make much difference. He looks pretty good no matter what you do. And it's not really hard to cut him out. This is one of the easier ones to do. I do kind of like his knobby, bumpy head. And I think I'd seen somebody had put eyes on him. I don't, like right there and there, don't those kind of look like eyes? And they colored him in and they kind of looked like eyes. There's some really nice cards out there with them, but I didn't see any fancy folds with them. I didn't look that long because I was busy, so they probably are out there. But that's what I actually was looking for. I was looking to see what kind of fancy fold cards have they done with this, because I've done a couple of plain ones like this. It's great for simple stamping, but there are some really cute fancy folds, and I've got a couple ideas going here that I'm going to do, but not with the turtle. We're going to do it with something else. All right, so this is going to go like this, right over those squiggles. But first, let's drag over the my cutting and embossing machine, and we're going to emboss this turtle. Hammered one out already. That's the one I was going to use. Let me look at my hive. I'm sure we've got hive over here somewhere. If I can find it quickly. If I can't, oh well. Actually, we've got a couple of them. We've got a starfish basics. Oh, that would be cool. Really cool. You'd think hive would be in alphabetical order, and of course it's not. I don't see you. I thought it was called hive. Is it called honeycomb? Or, huh. I'm seeing high seas, gingham. I'm just not seeing it. So, I guess we're not going to use that one. It's a big one, right? It's not a little one. Now I'm confused, which is not unusual. So we're going to stick with our hammered metal. Let's stick you in there. Now that's how stuff should roll through. It should roll through nice and easy. Please don't put too much pressure on your machines. I've done it and regretted it. Now I kind of did it on the wrong side. I wanted it on this side. Let's turn it over and do it again. I actually want this on that side. So I guess I kind of wanted it backwards. I'm doing a backwards hammered metal since that's the upside down version. But I do think that looks better. Now, his shell normally wouldn't be, as textured as all that. But I kind of like it. If you just want to flatten him a little bit, you can take your bone folder like this and just flatten it out a bit if you want to. And if you do it on the back side, it's going to do it too. You just want to be careful not to tear it. And you can, another thing you can do, if you want to have a portion of it embossed, but not the whole thing, now you can mask it. I've seen and I've done it, and I'm not going to recommend it. The masking techniques I've seen where you can mask part of your image, and I think I even did it maybe on a video a week or two ago. What I could have done is I could have taken my turtle. In fact, I tried it and didn't. You have to have a very thick mask. So you can make a turtle mask and it will, you know, it will work to have parts of it embossed and parts of it not. But the problem is that wasn't thick enough. It was still too embossed all the way. And the video I've seen, it recommends that you use our cardboard backing for our DSPs. And that does work, but it puts too much pressure on your machine. It works, and it worked beautifully, but it put too much pressure. Instead, I'm going to just do this. And then if I want to, oops, let me grab my cutting boards, I'm going to grab my cutting board here. If I wanted to smooth any part of it out, you can just put the part you want smoothed out, like just his little leg. And just run his little leg in there. Just a little bit, just to get his little leg through and smoothed out. You can do the same thing with his little head. We'll just smooth his little little turtle head out. It does smooth it out more than my embossing. I mean not my embossing, but my, what is that? The bone folder. The bone folder. It does a better job. It presses that out. And sometimes when I have done embossing, I don't want it to be as embossed as this. Like some of our 3D ones are like super deep. And I don't always want it to be as deep as that. You can actually flatten it a little bit and it's still going to keep the pattern of that embossing on there. So have fun with your embossing stuff. It adds a lot of texture, adds a lot of actual texture and imprinting, even without any ink or print. Just the fact that it's deeper makes it, you know, gives it some 3D effect. Okay, so we've got our turtle all done there. We're going to stick him on here. I just need a sentiment, and the one that I want today, we are going to do sending well wishes. I like Fish in a Wish. It's a good stamp set. This has this, which is good, but I actually prefer my little, this looks like mother's, what is it, mother-in-law tongue? There's a plant that, mother-in-law tongue sounds really good. Sending well wishes, let's see, yeah, that'll work good. I'm gonna do that. I have a scrap, and we're gonna stamp that with our pool party. And then cut it out. Let's see, I think I have enough room for my die. That's not going to be probably quite enough room. Let me grab a scrap of white. There we go, there's a better scrap. I always have a scrap of something around. We're scrappy. There's a craft stamp somewhere that says something about scrap. Do you remember there was some scrapbooking generated some great scrap sentiments. I don't know that I have any, but I might. I'd have to hunt for them. All right, we do have some cool dies that I have just now recently gotten. I don't know if I have any out and about. I'm not seeing them handy. But what have I got out here? I need something that's that size is the deal. And I thought I had some, but I don't. Now here's something I can do. Let's do Stitched with Whimsy. I like these Stitched with Whimsy. They don't actually cut out. They just give you a nice little edge. And then you can cut it out, you know, by hand. going to bring the machine over because this one is going to be, I'm going to have to double it up. Well, no, I'm not going to, because then if I do that, then I'm going to have trouble with my stitches. It's easier to get your stitches aligned when they're straight stitches. Harder with this. So, you see, it doesn't really cut it out. It's pretty cool, though. I do like it. It's a great effect. Cutting it out would have been good, too. I don't know why they didn't make it cut out, but I have so many dies that do cut out. I'm good with it. If you were a new stamper, this would not be a stamp set I would recommend so much. There are other ones that would be probably better because it just doesn't. Our radiating stitches are nice. They have fancy stitching. They actually also cut out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just cut around. Boy, my cutting plates are a little dirty. I see some colored ink in there. I need to either clean them off or put new cutting plates in my machine, or use better new cutting plates is what I guess I mean. Okay. There we go. All right, so that's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. And where's my pool party? I'm going to put pool party under that. And then that's going to be about ready to go. Isn't that cute? I really like these little turtles. They're so cute. Okay. You could emboss this too, but if my turtle's embossed, I don't really want that to be embossed. I think it looks good without it being embossed. Okay, so this was 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then the pool party that I'm sticking it down on is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this is a 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. Okay, and then this, I have no idea what it was. We're going to just glue you straight on because I don't really want to see any border. And having bubbles in that would have probably been a really neat effect. I just didn't do that. But we do want, you know, dimensionals. That's what it is. We want dimensionals on you. Okay, let's get some mini dimensionals for the other parts. All right, I do have jokes for today. You know, a bunch of things have happened. Trying to think, what did I know I saw something this week when Jeff and I were out and about. And I was thinking, I'm going to remember to tell you guys about that because it was super funny, whatever it was. I have to write it down. When I see stuff like that during the week, I usually write it somewhere because I know by the time Monday rolls around, I will not remember it at all. And it can be something really hilarious. I still won't remember it. And I don't remember it. I don't even know what Jeff and I did last week. What did we do? We were going to go to Branson last week, and then it ended up being, I thought it was going to be a rainy day on the day we were going to go to Branson, and then that day ended up not being rainy. I was pretty disgusted because that would have been a good day to go. I think this week we're going to have lots and lots of great opportunity to go down there, though. Okay, little turtle, you are so cute. And you know what? Doing a little turtle inside, I mean, this doesn't take a lot of time to do. I just usually don't take the time to do it. But what the hey? We are going to just do it here really quick because we might as well, right? I think this next card I'm making is going to go really fast also. And so I might as well just do it. I'm going to stamp off here 2 times. We're going to do our little bubbles right here at the bottom. Okay. I'm going to clean that too much because I'm going to be using that again anyway. And then you can use your little starfish. Or not star, yeah, sand dollar. Now this is the side that I make sure, yeah, this is the smooth side. So if you want to do the effect if you want to fill it without actually coloring it, you can do this. Let's stamp off several times though. Okay, there's one. We'll just do it 2 times. Okay, that is the fill color. We'll turn it over. Let's dry it off. And ink it nice. Too dark. Let's stamp off there. There you go. And then it has the color all done for you. I didn't even really need to do it like that with that one, but let's do the starfish like that. I think that might be cool. Let's see. Oh, I forgot. Oh well. Stamp off like that. Let's stamp off and do another one there. And then we'll turn it over and we'll color the inside of that. Same color, just crumb cake, but I'm going to stamp off. Let's see, 3rd time, yeah, 3rd time will be good. 1, 2, and 3. And then it gives you your fill color without you actually having to take your ink and, oops, I got a nice thumbprint there. So let's put our little teeny tiny turtle there. Cover up my thumbprint. I think I'm going to use him with crumb cake since I've got my crumb cake finger right there. We'll turn him over and close this up and use our pear pizzazz. We're going to use that as the background color now. Let's stamp off 1, 2, 3. This is a 4th generation impression. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. So you can get a lot of different colors from your ink pads just by stamping off. That's probably one of the first and most basic stamping techniques when you're making cards. Okay, there's one. Let's do the other one really quick. This one's not going to take maybe quite as much time. I don't know, it might though, because I've got to do a little embossing on it. So first of all, what we're going to do is I have to find my piece. Where is it? Is this it? No, because I have stamped on it, so I don't think that is it. I probably used it for my turtle. Let's see if this is the right size. Oh, good, I think it is. It's close. It's going to be close enough. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We're going to have this one go this direction. First of all, we're going to just use this again with our pool party and do a bunch of water all over it. Okay, I think I'm gonna be bold, and we're gonna use this side first. I want a fair amount of color right here in the middle, so I'm gonna stamp off 1 time. We're going to see what we get. Oh, perfect. I want a fair amount there. Good, 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 good. All right, now we're going to go ahead and color. I mean, not color, but we're going to clean that off. We're going to turn this over and finish out with just the bubble side, but still just using Pool Party. I'm going to put my botanical leaves on the side. So if we're going to have anything dark, I'm going to want it to be more on this side than this side. I don't want too much dark over here. Although my leaves are going to be pretty dark because I'm going to use old olive or mossy meadow or something. Okay, now that we've got this far, let me talk to you about this. You can see some white that you want to cover. But if you just keep going over it with this, you know, straight on, you're going to have problems. So you can mask things with tape, but you can also just be careful what you ink up and what you don't. So I'm going to just use this side. I'm going to take the ink off a couple there. And I'm just going to keep going over it with just that end until I get everything filled that I want. Okay, there we go. Now it's all filled because I really wanted it to look like all water there. And I really wanted it to be pretty dark where my little fish are going to go. Let's do it this direction. I want my fish are going to go in. I actually want it to be a little bit more something there. So I'm going to take this. It's going to be done, but I think I'm actually going to go in just a little more. Right here. Yeah, I wanted that to be really dark because we're going to emboss our little school of fish in yellow. Now, we used to have a color called pineapple punch. I still use pineapple punch a bunch. Punch bunch. And, do I need my wiggles? I don't know. I'm not sure where my turtles are going to end up. I'm going to put these squiggles on, and I'm going to hope that I don't. Oops, that's not the squiggle. Where's my little, there it is. This is the squiggle. I want to make sure these turtles are kind of big. And I'm going to have my fish here. We're going to have our leaves on the side here. Our fish are going to kind of be going off. This is a big card. Since this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, what we're going to end up doing is putting a mat under it that is going to be, that's a little too big. Oh, that's the finished one. We're going to put it on Pear Pizzazz first, then Pineapple Punch. This is, I believe, 6 inches by 4 3/4 of an inch. Let me see if that's right. If this is 4 1/4, so this green one, the Pear Pizzazz, is 4 1/2 by 5 3/4. So yeah, my Pineapple Punch will be 6 inches by 4 3/4. So it's going to have, the turtles are going to have a little bit of room to flop off the edge of my pool, and I want them to. But, so I'm trying to figure out, my big turtle's going to be here, little turtle's going to be going down there. So we probably want our little squiggles to be going like this. Maybe 1 or 2 up here. I don't know if I'm going to see those. We'll see. Okay, so we're going to hope that works out. My turtles will cover them to a great degree. If it doesn't, We'll find out. I could have cut out my turtles and actually laid them on and figured out exactly. I don't work that way. I like to have a little bit of fun with this. Just kind of go with it. You never know what you'll get. Sometimes I like to know more and sometimes I don't, because I've found that you can come up with some fun things by accident if you don't overthink it too much. All right, we're gonna do the leaves, I think, first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp with Old Olive, and then I am going to shake my clear embossing powder. Now this is actually Old Dots embossing powder because it's such a big, see how nice our old containers used to be, so big. And you can get Stampin' Up! Clear. It's the same stuff. It's not any different. It's just that I have a ton of it because I don't use it very often. I usually use the powder that's already colored if I want to color. This works pretty well. Sometimes it doesn't raise up quite as much as I'd like it to. And I think I have some Stampin' Up! Clear powder, and I think I put it in here. So, in fact, I know I did, so that I just have one container. Yeah, so anyway, it's all the same pretty much. All right, so Old Olive, we're going to stamp with that. I need to turn my fan off. Let me see which one it is. There we go. Don't want to blow my embossing powder all over the place. And you just want to have everything ready to go. So I've got my powder. I'm going to check. I've got popped on the side here. I don't want to knock off with my cord. I've got my heat tool handy. I'm going to move my pop over away so I don't have a terrible accident. And then this is the paper my powder's going to go on. So I've got that all ready. You want to make sure you have everything ready. Take your embossing buddy and rub that on there. I'm going to actually put a fair amount on. I think I'm going to, no, I better not. I better do this in 2 stages. I was thinking I was going to do it in 1, but I'm not, because I actually have, from when we used to have Pineapple Punch, I have our Pineapple Punch embossing powder still. I didn't use a ton of it. So I'm going to be using that for our fish. But you can just use the ink and the clear. It's not a big deal. Okay, so that's that. We've got our Botanical Layers stamp. Yeah, that's not big enough. Which one do I want to use? We'll use this one. We're only using the sides of these leaves. I'm going to just use the tops and the side. This one, mainly. Okay, I'm going to stamp the whole thing, but I'm going to stamp off onto this. And actually, so I don't get color into my powder at all, I'm going to stamp on my mat under here. Okay, I want to move pretty quick. That's one reason I'm kind of hesitating. I'm going to open up my powder. I think I'll open this one side up. I want to dump a bunch out at once. Because this is not my Stays-On, or I mean my Versamark. Versamark stays sticky for a while. This is not going to stay as sticky. So I want to make sure I'm moving pretty fast here. Okay, here we go. We're going to go for it. Yeah, let's just go like this. Okay, so we're going to do one here, one here. We're going to do one here, and like that. I think that's good. Okay, now put your powder on there. Oops, I forgot to put my paper under it. This is why you have to have everything ready so that you forget to use it. All right, now that the powder's on there, it's like, good, now I've got some time. I'm going to clean this before I put my sleeve in it. These sleeves I've got on today are fun, but they tend to get in my ink pads and all over the place. And powder and all that. It's pretty funny. Okay. That green just really is... It really colors things nicely. It's a very moist thing. It gets down in the grooves grooves of your stamp, so you want to make sure it's all cleaned out. Okay, put that away. I do really like this stamp set, this Botanical Layers. This is going to be a fun one. I'm going to like that one. Okay, now I'm going to take this and put most of my powder on it. Okay. You know, I'm not happy with this part right there. It doesn't look like it got as much on there as it should have. Like right there. All right, well, we're gonna see. I'm gonna try to, you can see it just doesn't look like there's quite as much there as I would have liked. Now you can save all of your powder, so that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna shake that off on there and pour the rest of that right back into this container. And I'm not using any more clear today, so I can put that away. And keep our little paper out for our yellow. If I get clear in yellow embossing, that'll be fine. Okay, so hold your ears. We have to heat this up for a moment. Just let that heat for just a minute, and then we'll see if it really worked. Now you can see the color is fine, but I'm not seeing as much glossy on there as I should be seeing. I'm not sure why not. My ink might not have grabbed on enough. I think I might have used my evergreen or something darker. I don't know. Because it'll pop up really dark if it's been actually embossed. So let me show you how you can see. You can see where my powder was good here where it's darker, but it wasn't strong enough on the other ones. It's going to be fine. It looks fine. I just actually wanted it to be raised up a bit more. All right, so now we're going to be fine with that. We're going to go ahead and do my fish. The fish are going to go with my Versamark. What you saw, actually, with this, you know, grabbing the powder here and not here is exactly why I do not use colored ink and the powder too much. I prefer not to do that. And I'm going to use my embossing buddy again pretty good here because I want my fish color to definitely not be grabbing on because it is bright. Your Versamark, you do not have to worry about it. You even have some time. I have to move pretty fast if I'm using colored ink, but with Versamark, it stays sticky long enough that I don't have to worry about that. Okay, now, you know what I did? No, I did it right. Turtle here, turtle here. So we want our school of fish right. We really want it. Is it upside down? No, I don't. I want it going that way. Okay, it's going to go like this. Right there. Put on our yellow. Oh, it's so bright. Oh, you are so cute. I am so sorry that I love it so much. This is so fun. Okay, this is such a bright color. I love it. Oops, I don't want to lose any of my pineapple punch embossing powder. I kind of did there. Okay. All right, we're going to get rid of that paper. I don't like to have that powdery feel. It's going to be like all over this, but I'm going to live with it here for a minute. Put that away. Clean off your stamp because I don't want a bunch of Versamark stuck on there forever. Okay, I'm actually going to use my heat tool here so that I can sort of set what powder I've got stuck all over here. It looks like it's set better here on my stamp there than, oh, I just blew it off. It blew all over my table. All right, it's heated. Okay, here we go. Isn't that cute? Oh, they are so cute. Now, if you over emboss, it is possible to keep going too long with that heat tool and it just sort of starts to flake off. So you do want to make sure it doesn't do that. Man, that's feeling pretty. I'm going to grab another piece of paper just to have there for me to work on now, because that's too much powder and I didn't get it off. And normally I would just throw it away, but I want you to still see what you can order if you want. Okay, so here we go. We are ready to finally finish this card. We're almost done. I'm going to cut out my little turtles that are going to go on this card. I haven't done my jokes. What are they? Let me find them. They're all piled with stuff all over here on the side of my desk. What happens when a strawberry gets run over by crossing the street? Oh, this is a good one. What happens when a strawberry gets run over by crossing the street? You should be able to come up with this one. This is a good one. Some of these dad jokes are easier to come up with a solution than others. I would warn you when you're going searching for dad jokes, though. Some of these websites anymore. In fact, today I was looking for, do you remember the Carpenters? The Carpenters did a song called Top of the World, and when I was doing my workout this morning, I was thinking, man, this is actually a great worship song if you want to look at it like that. I really enjoyed it. And this is the difference between kids like me and when we were 12, what we were listening to for pop music, as opposed to what some 12-year-olds are listening to now. Okay, you're going to go like that. And then the big one. So I found the Top of the World video. There was Karen Carpenter singing. It was very pleasant and nice. And then I put that on my Facebook video, so or page. It was a YouTube one, so you know how YouTube always sends you another video, you know, like right away. Well, the one that popped up was a card one. It was like a super big exploding card. It was Spanish. And they were singing a Spanish song, so I didn't understand the words, but it was just a big exploding card. It was really cool. One of the better versions of an exploding card that I'd seen. So I wanted to see how to make it. And I made the mistake of copying the link and tried pasting it in my browser to find the, hi Freddie, it's nice to see you. What are you doing? You have a tattoo of a sea turtle? You must really like them then. They must be nice animals. Did you know that turtles are lucky? I thought turtles represented good luck. So I went online and asked, do turtles represent good luck? Because I thought I had heard that one time. And they do. So there you go. I don't know if it brought you good luck, but it should. Anyway, so don't copy and paste, just rant. The upshot being, don't copy and paste browser. I'm telling you not the most obscene things I've seen, but it was leaning that way. And those guys are so cute. So anyway, no, I didn't paste it on, so you're not going to be, it was just me, and I got off it really quick. I was at the exercise place. I was very embarrassed. I hope nobody saw what came up on my browser. It wasn't even any actual nudity, but it was, like I'm saying, it was definitely on blue and going that direction in a very unpleasant manner. So what I want on this one, I think I want to do, for this one, we're going to do All the Good Luck Your Way. That's why I wanted this one, because I thought I'd seen turtles are good luck. So that's from your Sending Smiles. Sending, and you can put the word sending on here. We definitely want this on some white cardstock. Now sometimes with these really skinny ones, they turn and aren't as nice as I want them to be. So I'm going to just lay you down here so that you're nice and straight. Oops, and then I turned it. There we go. Okay, now we're ready. So it should be nice and straight. And grab a piece of cardstock that's not been all mutilated yet. And we'll use our, I think I'm going to use, no, let's stick with Pear Pizzazz because that's what I'm using today. All right, so now we've got our sentiment. I can throw that away now. I'm using a baby white first, Freddie, just so that I don't ruin my Simply Chamois instantly with my green. With green and red and purple, I'm using a cleaning thing before I clean it on my Simply Chamois, just so that I don't have to use any cleaner on it and ruin it. Now, the Sending Smiles stamp set I like for a couple of reasons. So we've got our die, sending die, which I can use. But it also has this really nice skinny one. It has a short one and a skinny long one that's going to perfectly cut out your sentiments. Okay, so for the strawberry, what happens when a strawberry gets run over crossing the street? Traffic jam. I hope you didn't get that one while I was not looking. You did know that it was good luck. See, I didn't really know that. That was a new thing for me. Okay, let's get you in here. My plates are slightly warped. I need to get a new plate going. Come on. You can do this. Tell you what, you're not doing it, so we're going to put this plate down and try that one. Sometimes, oh, I see, it's my die. I've used you enough. You're kind of concave. There we go. That's better. Oops, I think I just shifted it again. No, I didn't. Okay. I'm shifty today. All right, what do you call two monkeys that share an Amazon account? Oh, this is a good one. What do you call two monkeys that share an Amazon account? Okay, there's my sentiment, and then we're going to do, oh, I've got this right here. We're going to put on a piece of Pear Pizzazz and the word sending. I don't think I want Pear Pizzazz. I think actually I want Pineapple Punch. That fit better. Now, Pineapple Punch does leave you this nice little dot for the eye right there. I end up never actually gluing on with the word sending. And it does give you a nice cutout that way too. All right. I might have to get my tool out here. Just to get it to release. There we go. All right, there we go. And now we're ready to get it all going together here. Okay, let's just apply all the glue, and then we can get everything stuck on there. Okay, what do you call two monkeys who share an Amazon account? You call them prime mates. That's a good one. You got to admit that one is a really good one. Okay, so we're going to keep our little label here on the side. Let's assemble everything because I do kind of need all the edges of my mat to get these turtles on here. Yes, I'm not using my favorite adhesive right now, but that's because I cut these mats so wide. I think even I can manage to get it on here in time. Okay, there we go. So this is a bit of an oversized card. I don't know about you, but I kind of like doing that once in a while. And then it gives my little turtles room. I don't really want him over the fish. The word sending is going to have to go here somewhere. He's probably going to end up riding on the turtle's back to some degree. And then this is going to have to fit in here too. Put you under that little turtle, and that's going to go on top, okay? Does that sound reasonable? We're going to just glue this guy down then. If we're going to do that, we're going to just glue him. Okay, very good. And then this one is the one we'll raise up. What do you call a pony with a sore throat? What do you call a pony with a sore throat? Put one big mini dimensional or one regular one there. Minis all around dimension. A little horse. He's a little horse. H-O-A-R-S-E. These are good ones. I'm going to save these. These will be good for my grandkids because they haven't been paying any attention to Grandma's videos lately, which is good. It'll give me something fun for them to tell them. All right, there is our little, they do look better raised up, I do have to admit, but oh well. I did want to get my word sending on here. All right, we're almost done. It's getting warm in this room. I am going to go on a bike ride. It looks like our wind finally totally died down. It is beautiful looking out there. I think we want this right on the bottom. Right there. So cute. And then we're going to glue that there, and we are going to be finished with this card. Almost. Now, I do know that you can do this differently and just spread the glue on here. I do know that, but it's like a personal challenge for me to see how little glue I can get on something. Like, can you, if my edge is cleaner, it won't stick to the cardstock like it's doing right now, and it actually can glide on there, just tiny little bits. I find it personally challenging to see how little glue I can get on here and still get it to adhere. These are the small joys in life. Okay, and then also, of course, I already know I'm going to have a whole bunch of glue on my fingers, which I can deal with eventually. Okay, there we go. And we've got, I saved it. It's right there. The little dot for my eye. It's right there. Isn't that cute? I actually got it on for once. I almost never do. And then I'm going to use my favorite adhesive on the side to do the last bit. I wonder how many people are going to be out on that bike path today when I go out on my bike. I bet a whole lot of people, because we've had a fair bit of wind. It hasn't been so much rain, but just a ton of wind. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's been not having a chance to get out on our hiking and bike path. Isn't that cute? Okay, so we've got our base card, 6 inches by, oh boy, what is this? This is 4 3/4, so this must mean that is 9 and something. I don't know. This is 4 3/4 and 4 3/4. You figure it out. That must be 9 and, is it 9 1/2? I don't know. I don't think it is, but it might be 9 1/2. I don't know. Okay, and so I could do the inside, but I'm not going to because I think we're both done with everything. Sometimes, you know, this down here, I could have done that a little bit more, but you could take some of your little doodads, if that happens to you also, and stick them on the bottom. Now, I do have in my, where did I put it? I've got my sea turtle. I bet you I left them in here. Aha! I do have a couple here that I could stick on if I wanted to cover that up. I also went ahead and stamped a couple of these, and then you can cut those out and you can put those on. You can fussy cut it out. Let me show you really quick. How did I do this? Oh, I don't have to show you. I can just tell you. So, because this is a cling stamp, I just took my pen, and I don't know what pen I used, but I used, because I can't even remember myself now, but I just colored on the inside. Then just to give it a bit of shading, I used my Old Olive, which is the color that I inked this with, and just added a little shading there and there and there and there. It just gives that leaf a little bit, gives this leaf just a little bit more dimension. All right, I am going to have a very red and sweaty face here at the end, I am sure. Let's see how it turns for me. Yes, it is. Yeah, I am. I'm sweaty. It's hot in here. I'm going to have to get my little desk fan now if it's summertime. No, I won't have to. Now, normally, like I said, in the air conditioning, I stay pretty comfortable in here, but it's too nice. I don't need air conditioning right now, but in this room, it gets really warm with the door closed. And Jeff is home today, so it is closed. So he can do what he wants out there and not bother me. I am actually going to do an open house. So if anyone is interested that lives near me, here in Springfield, when we get our new catalog, I should have all of my nice new supplies too. And so May 12th is when I'm going to send these out. Open the room door. Well, I could now that I'm done. I still can't really, because Jeff, might walk by, and I just don't want him bothering me in here, and also he doesn't know. When I'm done and open the door, he knows he's safe and he can go and say and do whatever he wants to. Yeah, exactly. When he's home, I'm trying to not bother him anyway, and he wouldn't bother me unless, he doesn't bother me when I'm not on camera. When I'm on camera, him coming in behind me and talking probably be a little distracting. So 5 to 7, May 12th. If anybody is here and wants to come and join me and see the new catalog supplies and get a catalog, please come. I would love to have you. It's just an open house. Come for a few minutes or come for a half hour and stamp a card. It doesn't matter to me, however you want to do it. It would be great. I also am going to do classes on Tuesday nights, 5 to 7. We will have a different class every week. If we have enough people to do that, that would be swell. You haven't heard that word in a while, I bet. So anyhow, on Tuesday nights, I'm going to do different things on different weeks. One week's going to be an in-color club. You will get a new in-color stamp pad each week and paper that matches that. I forget now what I've got going, but on my store front, if you go, you see all the class schedule and order that if you want to, and then come and stamp with me. It'll be fun. Now, those classes I can't do online because I'm giving away a stamp set or a stamp pad with each one. And actually, I'm not even giving them away. You are that's part of your purchase of your class. So anyhow, I'm handing them to you, and I can't afford to do mail, I can't afford to mail those things to people. So that's why it is just going to be a local only kind of class. So have a wonderful week. And it is actually Easter this Sunday. I thought it was last Sunday, and Jeff and I both thought it was Easter last Sunday for the past 2 weeks, and for me, maybe even for 3 weeks. And I got my cards mailed today, so they might actually even get to the kids, the grandkids, the ones that I'd made to send to them. I thought, oh well, it was just another holiday. I've missed getting the cards out to them, but no, I think they might even get them, and so it's a pretty good deal. I'm gonna have to diet hard this week though, because I ate like I thought it was the Easter last weekend. I'm gonna eat again when it's actually Easter this coming weekend. Oh boy, when you're a dingling, life is fun. Thank you, Freddie. I hope you guys have a wonderful Easter, and appreciate seeing you today. Glad everybody's doing well, and enjoy the good weather. It's a blessing. Having spring come is always a blessing. I will see you next week, and next week, oh boy, I'm gonna do Petal. I think that's Sentimental Park, Petal Park, Sentimental Petal, something. It's cute. You'll like it. All right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.